known. It's not a secret, but Beck, can really be a special player on both ends. And she's been so hyper conscious of trying to do everything we ask of her, trying to be the ideal teammate. Pick up our concepts, offense and defense, and yes, instinctive is a really good word. Long is another really good word. The liberty that we have to put Beck on a point guard because of her ability to get through screens, contest shots, it's unbelievable what it can do for our defense and that versatility, of having players like Beck. It's the only way we can do what we do. Offensively, I love to see her get those shots. I told her I wanted to take 10 threes. She took 11. I've been telling her about it, but she finally did. But yeah, the blocks, the steals, the deflections, the ball pressure, rebounding, Beck did everything tonight. She's really, really good.
Thanks so much. Congrats on the win and safe travels home.
Thanks everyone for bearing with us. We're experiencing a lot of noise here, unfortunately, but we're doing our best. Next up, we have Jackie Powell.
Hey, Coach. Congratulations on the win. So when you first spoke to us about this team's identity, you made it very clear that defense was going to be your identity. Was this what you had in mind when it came to being able to win games like this off of clutch defensive stops rather than, a game-winning shot, let's say?
Yeah, it's game to game. Sometimes you need one or the other. Most times you need both. And I think this team finding a way to get stops on, Wheeler, Tolliver, the shot making ability to I honestly thought we abandoned some of our principles at times in the game and gave them some really good looks. I thought the times we played our defense, we executed what we're supposed to execute. They forced a tough shot, they forced a turnover, we did a rebound and run. So I still think we have a long way to go in terms of executing that defensive identity consistently, game over game with different challenges. And that's just something that takes time and experience with each other. But yeah, no question, ending the game with stops, what a beautiful thing. And a really special thing for Beck to do it in that manner.
Yeah, do it twice in such a short period of time. Also, I wanted to ask you a bit about the matchup between Benijah and Erica and just what you saw from that and how you think looking ahead to Chicago, you're going to be able to work with Benijah to sort of slow it down so she tries not to turn it over as much.
I think it's one of those things that B is, this is the first time she's really gotten the keys to the car, the amount that we rely on her, offense, defense, leadership, scoring, passing, rebounding. She's required to do so much for our team, particularly with injuries and things like that. That some of those turnovers are a byproduct of fatigue and a massive usage rate in a lot of these games. And you have to learn how to be that person, and she's come into this role deservingly so. But she needs reps. She needs to go through games where teams speed her up and they take certain things away, and she can learn how to counter those as that person. What she's been able to do to go from a player who was essentially a defensive stopper, role player, energy person, to being really a marquee name in this league, one of the best two-way players in the league, and a phenomenal leader and teammate. I cannot say enough about B. And so the turnovers, they happen, and she's going to grow and she's going to learn from them. The last thing I want to do is make her think that that in any way diminishes all the contributions she makes every single day on and off the court.
Thanks so much, Walt. I appreciate it, and congratulations.
Jeff Magliochetti.
Coach, thank you for joining us. Congratulations on the big win. I was hoping you could talk about the efforts of Sabrina Ionescu tonight. 20 minutes tonight, like you said. The shot still leaves a little something to be desired, but she continues to make things work on the court. She was chasing down her own missed shot. What can you say about the way she was able to create opportunities for you guys tonight?
She had a couple steals. one of the things I think she did that really made a difference when she was in is she really crashed the boards. I think she had 3 offensive, 3 defensive, and got a hand on a couple when she just tipped it to us or kept the ball alive. It would go out of bounds on LA, or we would actually retain possession. Her energy and activity with those little things is, that's Sabrina. That's the person that when she is knocking down her shots and when she is healthy and comfortable, those are the things that put her over the edge. I thought she really embraced the defensive challenges tonight. Sab wants to be great. She wants to help this team. And I think that tonight she found ways to do that. So, yeah, I think she played a bigger game than maybe the stats suggest.
Knowing what you guys know about Amanda Zowie B, how important was it to get her into and allow you guys to kind of establish yourself in the interior?
It broke up a little bit there.
Oh, sorry. Let me try again. Knowing what you guys know about Amanda Zowie B, how important was it for her to get in the early foul trouble so you guys could sort of establish a presence in the interior?
Yeah, I mean, I think honestly that one of the biggest things she brings them is spacing. She's such a threat from 3, and she can pass. She can put on the floor. She's really can be devastating in that role. So I think that actually helped us more in terms of guarding them than even though it did, get the ball inside, because she's a solid interior defender. But the problem she's capable of presenting offensively can be pretty daunting at times.
Appreciate your time, Coach. Safe travels home.
Last question, Cheryl Coward.
Hi, Coach. You went into the second half with an 8-point lead, but then Kristi Tolliver nearly obliterated that by herself, scoring those 11 points. What was the message to slow her down as she only scored 2 in the last quarter? And then, of course, Becca Allen had that block against her with about 8 seconds to go.
It was really to stick to our principles and to execute our principles defensively. A few of those shots were just Kristi being a phenomenal player. A couple of them were us not doing what we're supposed to do. We didn't pick her up in transition one time. We didn't switch when we were supposed to. There was some communication breakdowns, and great players and great teams make you pay when you do that. So really what I think it was is us returning to our defensive identity and kind of executing the defensive plan. And it wasn't anything specific to Kristi. It was really just a more team writ large. Hey, let's do what we set out to do defensively, what we work on every day.
Thanks.
Thanks so much, Coach. Next up, we have Beck Allen. First question, Miles Ehrlich.
Hi, Beck. Congratulations on a great win today. And at the end of the last availability we had with you, you said to me that you were blessed with long arms. Could you walk me through those last couple of possessions, especially the first one where Kristi Tolliver didn't need to go for the 3, but you had to kind of be instinctual and step up there?
Well, she'd done a few of them already this game, so we know that she likes going to the left. So I was really trying to get my arm across to that. So I was really grateful that I did have my length in that moment.
Thanks so much. And in the first half, you set a a season high today with 19 points. And you kind of paced the team. In that first half, you were really on fire. And Coach Hopkins just told us that he wanted to see you get at least 10 3-point attempts up there today. Just how important is it to you to have the confidence from your coaching staff and from your teammates to go out there and get those shots up?
Oh, the confidence is everything. But it always starts from within, It's been good that, when you get in that flow of the game, you see some go through the net, you have this good feelings, good energy, but the way we moved the ball and we found the open shooter, that was big for us today.
Thanks so much. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Joe Reedy.
Hi, Rebecca. Just wondering what you thought of just the atmosphere with the game since they were celebrating the league's 25th anniversary and, just being a part of that.
It's amazing to be a part of that, especially because, I've seen a bit of growth in the league, even just in a few years that I've been in it. But to know how from the start 25 years ago to what it is now, how special is that? But like I said to someone earlier, it's great because we're just continuing to grow this league and we're showing what a great product it is.
Jackie Powell.
Hey, Beck, congratulations on the win. I want to ask you, what is the difference between winning on a defensive stop versus maybe a game-winning shot or a game-winning three? I mean, you've done this twice in, I don't know, maybe a week.
So I didn't hear the end of it.
So
I heard
basically,
you've done this twice.
I'm sorry, say that again. I'm sorry, this is terrible. All I'm asking,
Background noise.
I know. If you could just tell us what the difference is between getting a win or two wins on defensive stops rather than a game-winning shot.
It's exactly the same. I'll be honest. It's all mental. With the defense, it's such a mental side of the game where you've got to be locked in and focused and just know your personnel. That's a big thing that we say before every game. So it's obviously integral at the end of the game, but it's important the entire 40 minutes. So it was a great feeling today to get that defensive stop at the end. But I feel honestly there's no difference between a winning shot and winning defensive stop.
I like it. And so I want to ask you, so we talked to Rashonda on Thursday night, and she talked to us a bit about how she believes that she belongs in this league. So how do you think in the time that she has spent with you all this season, how has she made that case?
I mean, I think it's obvious. The way that she's playing, she's strong. And I think that she's got the hardest gig out of everyone because she's been moving from team to team. So to see how she just locks in and she knows what we want and what we expect from her and play hard, she's done so well. And I think that she's just made her name even bigger. I think she's the perfect example of this league needing to be bigger. And I'm just really happy for all of her success. A great player, great person.
Thanks so much, Beck, and I'm sorry about the miscommunication there.
No, you're fine.
Jeff Magliochetti.
Beck, thank you for joining us. After Thursday's game, Coach Hopkins said he wanted to do the soul searching. So over these past 2 days of rest, I apologize if I'm yelling, over these past 2 days of rest, what did you guys learn about yourselves as a team through both the soul searching and perhaps the bonding as seen on social media?
Yeah, in all honesty, a lot has to do with communication and us communicating amongst each other. What do we like? And then also being able to, hold people accountable. That's another thing of being like, you need to be held side, all these small details, because what we've realized is a lot of our errors are controllable. They're controllable errors. And so that's another thing that's exciting, because once we sort of gain that momentum and that trust with each other, all these things can change. So it's just got to do with growth, communication, and all of that.
This may be a term that you guys might be sick of by the end of the year, but you guys are very resilient and you dealt with adversity so well at this point. You get 29 turnovers and still win this game. What can you say about this team's fight and resiliency at this point? And again, I apologize if I'm yelling.
No, firstly, we need to make sure we don't have those sort of turnovers. I think it'll change how the game goes. So I think if we keep working on that part, that element of the game, that'll change for us a lot of things. But ultimately, resilience in terms of the game has ups and downs. It has its flows where you're running and you're hot, and then it becomes the other team. So it's being able to weather that storm a lot quicker. So that's something that we're still working on. But for us to get this win in a grind out game, that was massive on the road.
Congratulations on the purple patch, Beck, and safe travels home.
Purple patch.
Thanks so much, Beck. Next up, we have Sami Whitcomb. First question, Miles Early.
Hi, Sammy. First of all, congratulations on the win today. can you talk a little bit about just Beck Allen at the end of, well, throughout the game for you, but especially on those last couple of possessions? And this is the second time in the last week now that she's had a huge defensive stop to seal a game for you guys, and she did it twice today. Could you just talk about like some of what that meant to you as a teammate and for the team?
Yeah, I mean, her just her activity, her disruptiveness is really big for us. She's so versatile. We can put on a wing, she can switch onto a big, and that's really huge for us. But her ability with her length to bother shooters, ball handlers, the passing, you know, I've played against it. It's really difficult. Her timing with that stuff is impeccable. But yeah, when she gets aggressive, when she gets confident with that, and you know, steps up the way that she has for us as of late, it's massive for us. And obviously you can see the impact it has. She two massive blocks, and she had tips throughout the game as well and steals that were huge. But yeah, I mean, that really puts us in a really good place when we have someone like that anchoring our defense.
Thank you. And you made a couple of huge shots in that fourth quarter. The team sometimes has a tendency to go on droughts. And there was a point where you were stuck and back down by 4. And then you hit a couple of shots you hit that corner 3, and then you drove to the basket the next time. When their defense is playing so overly aggressive and especially throwing so much pressure at Banaja and at Sabrina, are you just in like a catch and shoot mode, or what was your mentality there to try to first take that corner 3 and then to attack the rim the next time down?
And the corner 3 one was easy. It was open. It was a great pass. But obviously, yeah, that spacing and our driving kicks is a big part of our game. So I think you know, not passing up those shots is important, because in a team like this, you don't get a lot of wide open shots. So you have to be willing to shoot those ones. And I think after that, it was just a matter of you know, reading who was on me, knowing time and score. And it didn't feel like there was a shot opportunity, but it did feel like there was an opportunity to drive, get to the rim. And that worked. So I think it's just trying to read the defense. But for the most part, you know, they were being very, very aggressive, and you have to use that against these teams. You can't just settle. And I thought we settled a lot. We were going just around the 3-point line, the perimeter driving. We weren't getting our feet in the paint. And so, yeah, that was a priority.
Thanks so much. Congratulations on the win and a safe travel home.
Thank you.
Jackie Powell.
Hey, Sami, good to see you. Thanks for being here. I want to expand upon Miles's question. And if you could talk to us a bit about Beck's career in this league. I mean, she went from a 3-point shooter who'd come off the bench for New York to someone who was making clutch defensive stops to win games, you know, not just 1, but in 2. So in your perspective, what's significant about that story arc?
I don't know. I guess her persistence, staying with it. I don't know. I mean, yeah, I know she hasn't maybe started previously or played as much in previous seasons. So I guess her ability to continue to work and to continue to know her strengths and use those. And she's making the most of that opportunity now. And, you know, that's fantastic. She's a great player. I think we all know that. And it's really great to get her, to see her get this opportunity and to make the most of it.
And so some teams, no worries. Some teams would completely lose focus after turning the ball over many times. But how did you all remain composed and focused enough to get this win?
I mean, because a lot of it was what we were doing. It wasn't, yes, they were pressuring, sure, but, you know, we're all capable of handling that pressure. So it was just about, you know, taking a second to just regather, have some poise, know that that's what's coming, and execute still. Down the stretch, I thought we did a better job of that late. But yeah, I mean, it was all stuff we were doing. We were picking up the ball too early and making tough passes. We weren't coming and meeting passes. It was simple things that we just needed to do in order to stay poised and close out the game. And I think late, we did that.
And the final one for me, you know, we talked to Rashonda on Thursday night, and she said to us that she believes that she belongs in this league. How do you think in the time that she has spent with you all, has she made that case?
She absolutely belongs in this league, I think. I think her willingness to come in and do whatever we needed was massive. She's a fantastic teammate, but on the court, she is gritty, she's hardworking, she rebounds really well, she has really good hands. Like, she caught a lot of tough passes that we just put up there for her. She got big buckets in Phoenix when we needed them late, just on the block, going to work. She gets O boards. She finds people. I thought she really, in this 4-game stretch, I thought she really developed. She worked on things that we needed her to do within our, offensive schemes. But she was shooting threes because that's part of our game. She was driving more, so she absolutely does. And I really, really enjoyed getting to play with her and having her part of the group. And I have zero doubt that what she has done these last 4 games for us, and even previously, lots of teams have seen that. I think people will for sure keep Rashonda in mind for, if not for future hardships for this year, but for the future.
Thanks so much, Sami. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Sami, thanks for joining us. Sorry if I'm yelling. I'm just sorry if I'm yelling, but
I can't hear.
Oh, case in point. But so how big was it to split this 4-game road trip, and what did you learn about yourself personally and as a team throughout this trip?
Yeah, I mean, this was a massive win today. Obviously, we started the trip with a win, and that was great. And after 2 really tough losses, this was really a character revealing game for us. We knew it was going to be a battle of wills. We knew LA was going to be tough, and they were going to fight, and they were going to make it really difficult for us, and they did. But I thought that we really just hung tough. We stayed together when we could have folded and we could have fallen apart. And to me, this really shows how tough we are. It shows that when we do put our minds, we work together and we stay focused. We had 30 turnovers. That's you don't win games with 30 turnovers, and we did. And that just, I think, again, speaks to our toughness down the stretch. It speaks to the other things that we do really well in order to still steal this win on the road. At the end of a really tough road trip. So I'm really proud of this group. We stayed together. Personally, I'm trying to, again, just continue to be a leader for this group, and hopefully I was able to do that today. But yeah, I think this was really, really, really good for us at the end of this road trip, going home now for a couple of games.
Appreciate your time and insight, Sami. Safe travels home.
Thank you.
Thanks so much, Sami. Next up, we have Kylee Shook.
Thanks.
Jackie.
Hey, Kylee, good to see you. Congratulations on the win. I'm going to try to speak up as much as I can so you can hear me. So we talked to Rashonda on Thursday night, and she spoke about how she believes that she belongs in this league. How do you think she's made the case in the time that she's been with you all this season?
Rashonda's amazing. Not only is she physical, aggressive, improves herself on the court, but off the court. She's always helping me, helping teammates. But I would just say, I agree with her statement. I agree. She deserves to be in this league. She's a hard worker, and she's just a great teammate.
And also, I wanted to ask you, what does it mean to you to be able to play in a special anniversary game like this and then be able to grind it out and win it, for York as one of the founding teams in this league?
Oh, it means a lot. Just for the fact of the people who, as you can hear them talking, but as the people who built this before I got here, before the previous people got here, it's an amazing league to be in, for the fact of it's hard, for one. For two, everybody dreams of it. So, my dreams come true. But just the women who have sweat and cried and pushed to get where we are, it's a nice feeling to be here.
And the final one for me, looking ahead to Chicago, that's also a really aggressive defensive team. What type of focus is it going to take in these next few days to make sure that you guys do a bit of a better job taking care of the ball?
Just be stronger with it. I think sometimes we get sped up, and I think that's what happened today. So we had to calm down, but I think that's just the main thing. Just being strong, being confident in ourselves, and being aggressive.
Thanks so much, Kylee. Congratulations on the win.
Thank you.
Miles.
Hey, Kylee. First off, congratulations. Today you were very aggressive cutting, and instead of staying out of the perimeter, first of all, was that partially knowing that you were going to have Amanda Zawibi on you, who's very familiar with your game and is also someone who's comfortable on the perimeter, so might be aware of that? And second of all, was that just a counter to just how aggressive LA was with their defense and just how they were blitzing the ball handlers so much? Because yeah, we normally see you standing out on the perimeter so much, but you really made some nice, tough, contested buckets inside.
Yeah, half of it was the defense. I felt like if I were to cut, I'd either get my teammate open, and like you said, they were being aggressive. So sometimes I do feel more comfortable cutting to get a teammate open or to screen instead of handling the ball. But no, I mean, I feel like the other half was probably because I want to make more of an impact than just standing outside on the 3-point line. My shots haven't been falling lately, and I haven't really had time to practice it, but I just want to make a greater impact than standing there, whether it's getting my teammate open, getting a cut, pulling in defense.
Thanks so much. Congratulations on the win.
Jeff?
Kylee, thank you for joining us. Apologies if I'm yelling. I just wanted to ask you about how important it was to come out of this road trip with a 2-2 mark. And also, what did you learn about yourself on a personal level, and what did the team learn about themselves moving forward?
I would say the team learned that we can push through whatever we put our minds to as long as we stay focused and give it our all. It was a long road trip for hard games with great teams, so I think kudos to us for that one. For myself, I would say mentally focused, being more mentally focused, even when games aren't going the direction that we want them to go to. But it was a hard road trip. So to come out 2-2, I think is a win on our side.